The last 30 days have led up to this moment. Yes, this very moment. It's the first place match, the final match, and the 6th edition of Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ student debate. Welcome once again to the grand finale. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. And once again, I'm Femi Obong-Daniels, delighted to do this with my partner and friend,
Yvonne, Okhaifo, Lagos. Our judges are still in the studio. Judge Mbeadiche is in the studio. Judge Ufoma is in the studio. Joining us virtually are judges Ishioma and Ama. The winner of Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ student debate competition, Season 6, will walk away with 1 million naira, an HP laptop, a Green Lion folding laptop stand, and a Green Lion 3-in-1 set. Whoever loses the match today and comes up as first runner-up will go home with 500,000 naira, a GP Pro gaming console, a GL G10 Ultra tablet, a Green Lion 3-in-1 set, and a JBL Clip 4.
Let's use this opportunity to say thank you once again to our partners, Obi-Weezy, Booker Hot, and Stover Industries. Obi-Weezy, your go-to guys for gadgets. Booker Hot, offering outdoor catering services. And this festive season, giving you a deal on your outdoor catering using the code Nigeria Info. Nigeria Info. Stover Industries, they're makers of Swiss air freshener and body care products. They're giving the participants gift bags. And, of course, we want to say thank you to all of them. I Beg to Differ will reconvene in February, right after, the day after the Nations Cup final. And if you want to be a part of that one, if you missed out of this one, reach out to us via phone number 0703 498 4352. That's 0703 498 4352. You could also send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm.
Our contestants for the next 2 hours of intense debates are Minanengyofori David, who is seated to my left, and Mary Ashia, who is seated to my right. And they will debate 2 topics. First, they will debate the topic: artificial intelligence is a threat to human existence. At 5 p.m., they will debate the topic, the second topic: Hamas is responsible for the genocide in Palestine, not Israel.
Minanengyofori David is 15 years of age. He's a Year 12 student of New Hall International School, Chevron Lekki, that is SS3. David Minanengyofori. His opponent, Mary Ashia, is 15 as well. She is an SS3 student of Wellspring College. I'd like to say a warm welcome to you, David, and to you, Mary. Welcome to the debate, David.
Thank you, sir.
It's also a pleasure to have you join the debate, Mary.
Thank you, sir.
Are you both ready to go?
Yes.
It's a marathon today, not a sprint. And we hope that you will be prepared mentally, physically, and emotionally to go all the way. For our audience, you were first introduced to Minanengyofori David in the playoffs when he debated the topic, agriculture, a more viable economic option than oil for Nigeria. In the round of 16, David argued that the recall process for lawmakers should be reviewed. In the quarterfinals, he said the federal government shouldn't deduct 40% from the internally generated revenue of universities. And in the semifinals, he argued that coups in Africa should be viewed as revolutionary. He has argued and argued, never lost a debate. He has won his way to the final. But so has his opponent.
That's right, absolutely. David's opponent, Mary Ashia, won every debate in her matches, starting with the playoffs when she debated the topic. Democracy is the best system of government. In the round of 16, she argued that raising the education requirements to university level for elected officials wouldn't guarantee good governance. In the quarterfinals, Mary convinced the judges that gender roles were good for families. And in the semi-finals, she insisted that shutting markets and clamping down on street traders wouldn't do more harm than good.
The two people who have never known what it feels like to come second in the debates, and I beg to differ students' debate, one of them will taste that today, unfortunately. Who will it be?
I've got to, well, you're about to find out,
Yes,
Femi. I've got
go.
2 folded pieces of paper in my palm. Of course, you know the tradition already. Whatever side you pick will determine how you debate this hour. However, for the 5 o'clock hour, we will not do this anymore. We will automatically switch sides. In other words, if David, for instance, supports the motion, you, Mary, will support the motion at 5. Okay? Does that make sense to both of you? So we are not doing this for 5 o'clock. We're just going straight. You switch sides, okay? All right.
All right. To note, I had to confer with the panel. So you just know, in the tradition of the I beg to differ debates and the finals, after the first topic, you don't get to go and confer and check your notes for the final debate. You would be allowed a quick recess, maybe to ease yourself, but that is what it is. For this debate, as for the final topic, I would go over what you need bear in mind again. You'll get 3 rounds of debate: the presentation, rebuttal, and closing. The judges will award points based on the number, the quality, and originality of every unique point you make, and they are indeed paying attention. If you could score anything between 1 and 3 points for every point you make.
Right.
If you drop the point and you don't follow up, thank you for the point, 1 point. If you follow up midway through, 2 points. Thank you. If you impress the judges well, you get the maximum of 3. So that's how the marking goes. Okay? The judges will also judge your style based on the clarity of thought and eloquence of presentation. You could tie. If you do tie, you'll engage in a tiebreaker round. And for the tiebreaker round, you will switch sides. You'll have 5 minutes to argue the position previously argued by your opponent. However, because this is the final, if you tie in the first topic, you will not break that tie. That tie in the first topic will go into the second topic, and it will be winners take all in the second debate. If there is a tie after all the scores have been aggregated, then and only then will you go into a tiebreaker round, in which case you will switch sides on the second and final topic of this debate. Remember, you will assume your opponent's position in the second hour. Okay? Is that clear?
Fantastic. Lagos, just to let you know, we have active polls on Twitter and YouTube. You should join the live streams, by the way. And the results of the polls will be announced after the judges announce their results. It is time.
On X Twitter.
Oh, Lord.
X Twitter, it's at Nigeria Info FM.
No one knows when that X will ever stick, because everyone still calls it Twitter.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, we have active polls on X and
I like
on
to call
YouTube.
it X Twitter because it's actually X Twitter.
Right. We have active polls there. So, of course, watch and put up your poll. It is time to debate now, Lagos. We will find out how these debaters picked. We'll start with the lady to my right.
Before we go into the debate, I'm getting feedback from Mary's microphone. It means your phone is nearby. Is your phone with you? You have a gadget. Is there a gadget on your table? Well, the feedback is coming from your microphone.
It's
the
probably Ufoma's
static actually. maybe it's reading Ufoma static.
Right.
So Ufoma, please throw your phone in the trash. Thank you. Let's get to the debate.
Fantastic. We'll start with Mary. How did you pick?
I am the opposition.
You are the Why are you always the opposition? Anyway, that leaves Minanengyofori David as the government in this case. Lagos, it is time to debate. The topic for this hour, the first topic, is that artificial intelligence is a threat to human existence. David Minanengyofori, 15 years old, a student of New Hall International School, is supporting the motion. And Mary Ashia, also 15 years old, a student of Wellspring College, is opposing the motion. Remember, the motion is that artificial intelligence is a threat to human existence. We'll start with the motion supporter, David. Your 3 minutes start now.
The development of artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race. These aren't my words, but those of Stephen Hawking. Good evening, moderators, panel of judges, accurate time for my co-debater, I'm ever listening audience. Minanengyofori David is my name, a student of New Hall International School, and I'm supporting the motion which states artificial intelligence is a threat to human existence. First, autonomous weapons. A study conducted by the United Nations Security Council on the Libyan civil war showed that autonomous weapons, also known as killer robots, could have killed human beings for the first time ever. If these weapons are continued to be developed, it will lead to catastrophic outcomes. Furthermore, ethical concerns. Ask all AI systems what 2 + 2 is, and as we all know, the answer would be 4. But ask just one artificial intelligence system a question that requires subjective opinion and see what the answer is. These systems lack both the ability to carry out moral and ethical decisions. Additionally, privacy concerns. Artificial intelligence is starting to play the role of Big Brother. Target and Amazon's Alexa revealed that Target and Amazon's Alexa reviewed customers' data to individuals without their consent, as recorded by Routledge. Moving on, rapid advancements. With the rapid pace with which artificial intelligence is developing, I'm sure we'll reach a time where we wouldn't be able to check and control these systems, which would increase its risk. In addition, resource allocation. The maintenance and development of artificial intelligence require a lot of funds, and it would remove the attention and resources from critical sectors like the healthcare and education sector, which will be detrimental to our species. Also, vulnerability to manipulation. Artificial intelligence systems are vulnerable to manipulation, and this increases the risk of it being used for exploitation and malicious purposes. Next, inherent complexity. The complexity of these artificial intelligence systems makes it hard to fully understand and predict, which raises this risk, as I've said before. Furthermore, environmental impact. There's already a high rate of climate change. Artificial intelligence, the amount of energy consumed by these AI systems contributes to carbon emission and environmental degradation, and this is destroying our planet. Additionally, bias and discrimination. Artificial intelligence systems can inherit and perpetuate biases in their training data. It can also lead to discriminatory outcomes, especially in areas like hiring and law enforcement. Tesla and SpaceX owner Elon Musk has stated on countless accounts that artificial intelligence could lead to civilization destruction, and it's a risk. Thank you.
Okay.
We were taken aback. A warm round of applause for David, please. It will seem David spared us some time.
He did spare us some time.
Good.
Anyway, we will go straight now to the motion opposer, Lagos. The motion is still artificial intelligence is a threat to human existence. Mary Ashia, your 3 minutes start
Throughout
now.
history, every breakthrough has been met with whispers of danger, the printed press responding illiteracy fears, automobiles, chariots-driven chaos. Today, AI sparks the anxiety of robot overlords. Adjudicators, moderators, co-debater, and my audience, I strongly reject the claim that AI is a threat to human existence. First off, AI is not sentient. It does not have human consciousness, therefore cannot actually carry out decisions beyond its program parameters. So how is it going to be a threat to us? Because it depends on its program parameters to actually carry out decisions. Also, AI has an inbuilt safety mechanism and also fail-safes. AI has a way to monitor itself for any anomalies, and actually helps itself to actually monitor from any disaster actually happening, because it stops itself before these disasters can occur and protects not only itself but also human beings as well. Also, due to the inculcation of AI in labor-intensive tasks, we have less workspace accidents. The U.S. Bureau of Labor notes that in places where they have an increased integration of AI in the workspace, that there have been less workspace accidents. Also, AI is based on explainable and interpretatory models. Therefore, individuals cannot be easily over-dependent on AI, because AI is developed in a way that allows every individual to be able to actually understand and interpret. So we're not actually just going to be submissive to whatever bias or harmful output that AI gives us. Also, AI is based on integrated and collective design. Human beings are still being used in AI. In fact, AI recognizes our role as decision-making skills. skills. It also helps to us to have the oversight function. Also helps to make relevant decision making, especially as it's seen in the healthcare sector. Also, AI has malfunction cascades. So if there's a malfunction in one part of an AI system, it does not affect the overall general AI system. It's still able to carry out its own tasks. AI boosts productivity and increases employment opportunities. A McKinsey Survey General Institute notes that by 2030, if all countries in the world are to adopt AI, there will be a $13 trillion contribution to global economic output, increasing global economic productivity and reduce poverty. Also, there are global standards now and ethical standards on the usage of AI. Countries around the world and stakeholders actually come together to now think, how exactly are we going to make this stuff more regulated? How will we ensure that everyone is actually safe in the usage of AI? And in conclusion, AI is specialized. The thought of a general super AI taking over the world is absolutely ridiculous because of the fact that AI specializes in one particular area and therefore can actually do these things which the government believes that it should do. Thank you.
All right. The opening done and dusted.
Right.
We want to thank both David and Mary
That's right.
for impressive opening. And it would seem that both spared us some time.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Talk about sparing some energy for what is yet to come. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll go straight to the rebuttal rounds.
Stay here, Lagos.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, it is the festive season. And the one brand that is looking to help you celebrate in the most efficient and enjoyable way possible is Buka Hut. Yes, get ready for an unforgettable celebration this festive season because Buka Hut is firing up the excitement with the sizzling outdoor catering services it has on offer this season. Buka Hut brings you a buffet extravaganza, an outdoor bar serving up refreshing vibes, as in drinks, ladies and gentlemen, a suya and grill stand firing up all the flavors, and a mala spot for that authentic Naija experience, emergency bookings for those who have spontaneous moments where they need food, for bulk orders for your hungry squad, and so on and so forth. Amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Buka Hut is not just catering. They are creating moments that will last. Yes, for you and for everyone that you love. And the best part about it is that it is all at your fingertips. Simply pick up your phone and dial 0700 055 0055 or slide into Buka Hut's WhatsApp with the number 0812 882 6279. Let Buka Hut make your celebration an unforgettable experience. Thank me when you find out it is for real.
Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ debate is now in the finals. Clemeka will slug it out with Akilo Seyon Charles for third place. Meanwhile, your finalists, Minanengyofori David and Mary Ashia, will match each other on two topics. At 4 o'clock, they will debate the topic. Artificial intelligence is a threat to human existence. And at 5 p.m., they will argue whether or not Hamas is responsible for the genocide in Palestine. I am Yvonne Okhaifo. Join Femi, Obong-Daniels and me this Thursday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. as we find out who will walk away with the grand prize. Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ debate Season 6. 32 debaters, now 2, 1 winner, 1 million naira. Supported by Obi-Weezy, Buka Hut, and Stover Industries. For sponsorship, call 070-3498-4352 or send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm.
Welcome back to the finals. The final of all finals for I Beg to Differ Students Debate Season 6 is between David and Mary. I thought I'm not going to do that today.
Anyway, Minanengyofori David is 15 years old, a student of New Hall International School. Mary Ashia is equally 15, a student of Wellspring College, Lagos. These debaters you see here emerged undefeated throughout the course of the tournament up to this very point, the last match. They are debating two topics, but starting with the first topic. The first topic is that artificial intelligence is a threat to human existence. The motion supporter is Minanengyofori David. The motion opposer is Mary Ashia. They've done the presentation rounds. It is now time for rebuttals, Lagos.
Before we go to rebuttals, remember we are streaming live check our YouTube streams. And we are also having our polls on YouTube and on Twitter.
That's right.
Go to @Nigeria Info FM on Twitter for the poll so that you can vote for whoever you are convinced is giving you the best of this debate. Twitter and YouTube. You can't miss it. Remember, too, the next edition of the I Beg to Differ debates is in February of 2024. Auditions for that debate will commence on Monday. Yep.
On Christmas Day.
Yes, it commences on Monday. You would also start hearing the promotions for that. So listen to Nigeria Info. The promos will direct you as regards how you can enter. If you had tried to enter this one, you were not able to find, you are welcome to enter again. If you were part of this one and you were not chosen as the final 32, you are welcome to enter again. If you were part of this debate, but you didn't get to the semi-final, nor you were not one of the wild cards given a free passage from the previous debates, you are welcome to enter again.
Well, we'll now go straight into the rebuttal rounds, starting with the motion opposer, Mary Ashia. Your 3 minutes start now.
Protocols duly observed. We believe the fact that AI on its own is not a threat to human existence, and for this reason, your points on autonomous weapons, ethical concerns, ability to carry out harmful tasks, and vulnerable to manipulation are all irrelevant because you are blaming AI for things that has actually happened due to human manipulation. If the government really cares about the threats to human existence, then it should actually address individuals and actually find out a regulatory way of controlling these things, which is why we say that we want governments to formulate policies that will address risks associated with AI. You mentioned inherent complexity, but then let me tell you this. The explainable and interpretable design of AI makes it actually very easy for everyone to understand. So we're no longer submissive to whatever output that AI gives us. If AI gives us a bias, we are able to interpret, we're able to know that this is a bias and we should not accept this. Also, you blamed AI for environmental impact. You blamed it for climate change. That's an actually erroneous belief. That's an erroneous claim. How can you blame AI for environmental impact? Okay, for instance, let's consider the cars in Lagos. The cars in Lagos alone will contribute a lot to climate change here in Nigeria. Why don't you go and shut down those cars if you're really concerned about environmental impact? But that point in relation to AI as a threat to humanity is actually very, very irrelevant. You mentioned bias and discrimination, and you mentioned bias and discrimination. The bias is based on the individual. You keep blaming the individual for the problems of AI, forgetting the fact that this topic is the fact that AI on its own is a threat to human existence. Until you can actually sufficiently prove to us how AI on its own is a threat to human existence, then this debate cannot be won. By blaming the individual for this shows the fact that the government is consistently blaming AI for the sins of its users, and we cannot accept that, especially in a system that's built to augment our abilities. You said that AI restricts individuals' abilities. Well, sorry to say, but AI has actually augmented people's abilities. For the astronomers, who people thought that the astronomers, when the telescopes came there to restrict their ability to make them obsolete. But let's be honest, individuals have actually adapted, thrived, and grown with their tools. So why not AI? Why can't people upgrade with their tools? With the inclusion of AI, people have been able to upskill. A few years from now, we didn't have the role of prompt engineers, but now we have these roles. People are able to go up, increase their skills, and then you come here and accuse AI of being a threat to human existence. If anything is a threat to human existence, then it's humans themselves. If the government is really concerned about human existence, then maybe we should actually regulate the way individuals use AI, which is why we said governments and stakeholders are actively engaged in creating policies that would help to attack the risks associated with AI, which is the reason why we have global standards, ethical standards being raised up. And until that can be actually proved to them, we'd actually accept the claims of the government that AI on its own is a threat to human existence. Thank you.
Okay. We'll go straight to David, the motion supporter. David, the 3 minutes to rebut the points made by your opponent start now.
Minanengyofori David is my name, and I'm here to refute some of the few points made by my opponent. Your first point was that artificial intelligence systems lack consciousness. And yes, they do lack consciousness. They lack emotions. They don't feel pain like we do. They are not happy. They never get sad. They don't cry. So this allows them to indulge in malicious acts like exploitation and the famous internet fraud in Nigeria known as Yahoo Yahoo. Then you went on to mention safety mechanisms. Then you also said that they are prone to errors. So what if these errors suddenly occur where you're in an important situation where you need these safety mechanisms in the artificial intelligence systems to take off, but yet a mistake suddenly occurs? What would we do? Then you mentioned that it can be used in labor. And yes, I do agree it can be used in labor. But it will lead to mass unemployment with people losing their jobs. They wouldn't be able to feed their families. They wouldn't be able to take care of themselves, especially jobs that are labor intensive. Then you also said that they carry out relevant decision making, but artificial intelligence systems don't make moral and ethical decisions. Let's say a woman is pregnant and she's about to give birth, and the doctor suddenly have to choose between the mother dying or the child dying. I dare you go and ask an artificial intelligence system this question, and it would shut down. It wouldn't provide you an answer. Then you said these artificial intelligence systems have ethical standards. What if they get into the hands of bad people? What would you do? It puts all humans at risk. Then he said it boosts productivity, and again I agree, it does boost productivity. But have you considered the repercussion of these artificial intelligence systems boosting productivity? According to the World Economic Forum, about 87 million jobs would be lost due to AI by 2025. These artificial intelligence systems, as they are boosting productivity, they are ridding humans of their daily bread. People wouldn't be able to work anymore. They wouldn't be able to provide for their families and themselves anymore, all due to artificial intelligence. Thank you.
Lagos, this is the final match. I mean, the final. This is the grand finale. We have another match to go at 5. But so far, so good, so fiery.
I'm picking some interference from David's mic when he talks.
It's probably the headset.
Yeah, perhaps. All right, but thank you very much for a spirited opening round and rebuttal rounds. We'll take a short break. When we come back, it will be time for the closing arguments, and David will set us going in that as well. Stay with us.
Lagos, I know I'm not the only one who gets worried or bothered about getting quality pre-owned gadgets or accessories, especially when I'm trying not to break the bank in getting a brand new one, if you know what I mean. And if you have that same concern, then you'll be interested in the gist I'm about to give you, okay? And this one is coming from Obiwizi, Nigeria's e-commerce platform for pre-owned gadgets. Lagos, with Obiwizi, it's quality guaranteed. And the part that calms me is that it comes with a warranty. Yes, Lagos, they are Nigeria's home for gadgets with warranty, where you can purchase all your favorite gadgets and quality accessories, both brand new and pre-owned. So you see, you have nothing to worry about. Obiwizi has got your back. And guess what? You can also trade in your older devices to newer models in a simple and convenient way. So if or whenever you decide to sell off your device to meet that important cash obligation, then Obiwizi is definitely your guide. And you don't have to worry about delivery because Obiwizi delivers nationwide with offline and pickup stores in Ikeja, Lekki, Abuja, and Benin. So don't waste time. Call Obiwizi today on 0813 943 5241. 0813-943-5241, or you can visit their website at www.obiwizi.com. That is OBIWEZY.com. Or you can send them an email at info@obiwizi.com. That is info@obiwizi.com. You can also reach out to them on social media. Yes, they are there. On X, you can find them at Obiwizi, that's OBIWEZY in small letters, but they're temporarily not available on Instagram due to the activities of scammers and impersonators. So please, Lagos, watch out for any fake page. Remember, Lagos, if you need to purchase your favorite gadgets or accessories, whether brand new or pre-owned, Obiwizi is your guy.
Welcome as we continue in this first topic of the final of the I Beg to Differ Season 6 debates. Just a quick reminder, would like to say, remember, we are streaming live. You can catch the live stream on YouTube as we speak. We also have the polls running on YouTube.
That's
polls
right.
where you can vote for either David or Mary, depending on who impresses you the most. And you could do that now. Go on Twitter. You also find it on X, Twitter. That's at Nigeria Info FM.
Right. Remember also, we have another edition coming in February. Promo for that edition will start running from Monday on Christmas Day. And auditions,
and
of
so
course, will start.
Yes, the auditions.
on Monday.
Yeah.
Auditions, definitely. But Lagos, we are back. It is time to close this debate.
And the keen eyes and ears of our judges are paying attention. Chief Judge Dr. Chikingbadiche, also our other judges, Judge Ufoma Igbamuno is also live in the studio for this final. Both men live in the studios. Judges Ama Basiakove remotely following and scoring, as is Judge Ishoma Ahaine, ensuring that the final is tight. Special thanks to our production team for everything they are doing so far. Babatunde Abdul Salam ensuring that we can stream, the digital and production team of Kenneth Odueme and Olamide Fadoju, and also our production hand Oyekachuku Eledan, and our chief producer Sheriff Quadri. It is time for the closing argument of the first part of the final. First topic. What's the topic again, Yvonne?
The topic is artificial intelligence is a threat to human existence. You've heard the presentation and rebuttal rounds. You will now hear these debaters close their arguments. Go to YouTube to watch the live stream, Lagos. We'll start with the motion supporter, Minanengyofori David. You have 3 minutes to close your argument, and your 3 minutes starts now.
Minanengyofori David is my name, and I'm here to bring my arguments to a close. First off, war. The amounts of wars that are taking place on Earth currently, like the Russia-Ukraine war, Israel-Palestine, they are already deadly enough. So imagine if more artificial intelligence systems are used in these wars. Imagine the amount of casualties. Then marriages. Artificial intelligence chips are starting to replace most women and their functions in marriages. And as I said, artificial intelligence systems would and are still leading to unemployment, mass unemployment. Who knows, would our jobs be taken in the future? They probably would. Also, the fight for arms. Since artificial intelligence is starting to produce nuclear weapons and other weapons that are very deadly to humanity, it would lead to several countries fighting for arms, and this would create more wars, and it would be deadly to our species. Also, artificial intelligence systems do not die. They don't die like us human beings, so they are going to be here forever. Then human psychological impacts. As we begin to rely on artificial intelligence powered devices, we become more dependent on these systems, and it would lead to us not having the ability to hold face-to-face conversations, therefore leading to depression and loneliness. And also, these artificial intelligence systems are fallible. They are prone to errors. They can make mistakes. So imagine if they make mistakes in a critical time, in a time where you need them desperately, and they make a mistake. Your life is gone. Then artificial intelligence can basically carry out all human functions. So what is the need for humans at this point again? Mary, my opponent, sits here claiming that artificial intelligence is not a threat to human existence, which begs the question, why are you so hell-bent on wiping out humanity? Thank you.
Well, Mary has a chance to respond to that question.
Yes, she does.
And her chance to respond to that question starts
All
now.
protocols duly observed. The stance of the opposition in this debate remains clear. AI on its own is not a threat to human existence. If the government has ever cared about human existence, then it's going to regulate AI to ensure that these harms, which it has mentioned, will not exist. And for that reason, I bring up this new point. AI has had a pivotal role in space exploration. In fact, NASA now has a Mars rover, which has allowed it to be able to understand the global cosmos in a way that I wouldn't have been able to understand, which if it was here, it wouldn't have been able to do it. Learning is now more than ever fun and inclusive. Individuals are able to develop personalized learning functions, so we have better learning outcomes. People are not just forced to just stay in the classroom where they just learn whatever everyone else thinks they should learn. But then with AI, they're able to personalize, they're able to help themselves and help everybody at the end. Scarcity. We all know resources are scarce. So AI now has helped us to solve that, to achieve sustainability. With AI-driven smart grids, we have been able to reduce overall economic output, consumption, by 10 to 15%. And in agriculture, there have been reduced resource use and optimized crop yield, health diagnosis, and surgery. Surgeries and diagnoses are more precise. We have less recovery time. Imagine the number of lives that have been saved by AI, and yet the opposition, the government has the mind to come and tell us that AI is going to reduce human existence when it's actually saved many lives. What about the public health surveillance? During the time of COVID-19, it was only because of AI that we were able to actually manage and actually measure the expansion and control of this COVID-19. We wouldn't have been able to know different areas in which COVID-19 are going to, but with AI, we were able to actually effectively survey the public health analysis of AI. Has also helped in language barriers and inclusivity. 23% of individuals who are hard of hearing and also deaf have been able to engage in more comprehension due to AI generated subtitles. What does this show us? That AI is not here to divide but rather to connect, because it brings us together. It brings us together like nothing else in the world. Finally, it restricts, like by us terming AI as being dangerous, it restricts us from enjoying the benefits enjoyed by AI. And that is what the government does here today. It is telling us that AI is bad, that AI is negative, but then it fails to realize that by telling us these things, that it has actually failed to protect us from the benefits that we're going to get from it. It leads us to succumb to a dystopian future until the government can effectively tell us how exactly this is a threat on its own to us, and actually prove to us why itself cannot actually carry out the necessary measures to make AI not a threat to human existence. And this debate cannot be won, which is why we say that we want global standards being set, we want ethical standards being set, which is why nations like the EU, like international bodies, leadership bodies like the OpenAI have actually come out to develop ethical standards to be able to control AI, to show us the fact that yes, AI can be used for different things, but we can control it. We can ensure that you are safe. The government continues to blame AI for problems that is utterly ridiculous. It's like blaming cars for the ignorance of the driver. That is exactly what the government has done. It keeps blaming AI for the problems of the users, when we very well know that you cannot, okay, for instance, and the government tells us now that AI is responsible for failure in marriages, wars, fight for arms. Okay, do you send the gun to prison for the user who actually shot? No, we don't. And that is similar to what we are doing with it. The government tells us now that AI is responsible for all these things, but then forget the fact that AI is merely a tool that can be used as humans. If the government really cares, then they will follow us and actually develop regulatory networks, regulatory systems, ethical standards that will actually control these things, which is what we as the opposition are pushing when we say that artificial intelligence is not a threat to human existence. Thank you.
Oh, what a match so far, Lagos. What a match.
A befitting end to the first part of the final debate. And wow, it will be interesting as we get ready for the second half of this battle.
Indeed.
Just only commencing.
Indeed.
Well, the judges are scoring. It's an opportunity for us to hear from some of our audience.
That's right. I
take
see
some
a
of your messages.
I see a message here that says, "Hello, Nigeria Info. Good evening. Moderators Femi and Yvonne, how are you doing today?" Well, we are very well, thank you. Quite surprised it's the final before the third place. Never seen or heard that before in my life. Look, you are late, okay? It is, you are late. You came late. The third place match happened at 3 p.m. So you missed that one, okay? Then you go on to say, best wishes to the youngsters competing today. I just want to know, why aren't those older schools present or represented in this competition? Like from the round of 32 down. I mean, is CMS Grammar School not represented?
What's the question again?
This person is asking why those older schools present or represented in this, why older schools are not represented in this competition, like you know, the Saint Greg's, Saint Philip's,
CMS Grammar School won third place.
Exactly. And we don't decide who gets represented.
It's open
the
invitation.
Schools decide, okay? And it's open invitation. Look, I know you've just joined late, so you seem a bit, out of. You seem a bit, out of. I don't know what to say, but You're not.
Yeah, let's just move
You're
on.
very late. You're very late. But then this one goes. Look, we are not taking predictions right now. Okay, go to YouTube and put up your poll.
Yeah, go to YouTube. Go to X, Twitter.
That's right.
There's a poll there where you can vote for David or Mary.
This one says, standing on all protocols earlier observed, I'd like to say a very big thanks to Mary and David for giving everyone in the studio and we listeners a beautiful submission this afternoon. Mary and David, you came, saw, and conquered as far as I'm concerned, and you've got bragging rights worthy of champions. Good luck to the judges as they decide who today's champion is. I wouldn't want to be a judge right now. Worthy of note this afternoon, I observed that all the debaters worked on their previous lapses and have come back better than before. Mary has improved tremendously, and Nigeria Info's finest. We thank you for the corrections given because they've yielded results. Our sponsors, gracias. Let's do this again in February. Lots of love from Mrs. Oboli. Lagos, we are giving the debaters some time to gather their thoughts for the 5 o'clock debate, which will start in about 5 minutes. This is Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ, 6th edition. The 7th edition will come back in February. The call for entries will start running on Christmas Day, so stay tuned. And yes, what a show this has been.
It'll be interesting. We'll be getting set to take a break in a bit, and then we will launch into this while we the judges have scored this first debate, this first half of the debate. And we'll go into the second half of the debate. It's an opportunity for us to let our student candidates probably get set, put themselves in the mood for the next debate and move on.
Yes.
Could we take some phone calls
well,
for those who followed?
I would love to, but I don't want anyone preempting. Exactly.
Well, the judges have already made up their mind. They've concluded. But let's take a few messages.
Okay, indeed. If not for Nigeria Info, who again can have what it takes to organize this great, vibrant, intelligent. Okay, young hearts. Okay. It can only be Nigeria Info, the station for quality in all aspects of humanity. Excellent in their day-to-day, including the staff performances. I wish those rulers of the country, Nigeria, were half the quality of what you guys are into in Nigeria Info. Long live Nigeria Info. Long live Nigeria. Well done for the great job. Thank you. This is from Godwin from Losoro. Lakwa, I know I murdered that name. Forgive me. Godwin, we accept your compliments, but yes. Thank you. Still. Patrick Abel says, tension arising 100%. Brace up, guys. The win is for you both. That's from Practicable. I don't know why I call him Practicable. Patrickable.
Practicable.
This one says, so Mary and David are loggerheads a few days before Christmas, and it's the mother of our Lord doing the business. Mary enters into the Hall of Fame. That houses, okay, we do not know that for sure right now. Okay. He goes on to say, let me see if I can take one more. Do we have time for one more message?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, we've got about 52 seconds. Let's see. Good evening, Yvonne. Good evening, Yvonne and Dr. Femi. This matter not resemble David thing. Shabalongo, is that a compliment to David? Yeah. So you're like, this is beneath David.
Sending it from France.
From Rouen, France, that's right.
Yeah, I guess what he means is that it's not his kind of topic. I think it means this one, David has finished it already. Let's move on. Look, at this point, these guys have fans. Rooting Lagos, just go to Twitter. X Twitter. Go to X Twitter and YouTube, okay? All right, guys, we're getting set for the second half of this debate. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll launch ourselves into it.
That's
fully.
Right.
Every parent wants to see their child growing up happy and healthy. Introducing Renzo Vitamins for Kids, a secret to your child's daily nutrition and boundless joy. With Renzo Vitamins, your child will have the energy to embrace every moment and unlock their full potential. Give your child a head start in life with Renzo Vitamins for Kids, because a happy child is a healthy child.
Aren't you just thankful for evolution? I throw my laundry into the washing machine and done. Order my groceries from my bed and delivered. And now at breakfast, I can enjoy my pap in just one mix with the new Peak Milky Pap. It's creamy and so easy to prepare.
Life evolves, so has pap. Enjoy the delicious 3-in-1 Peak Milky Pap at breakfast. High in protein with the nourishment you need to power on every day. Get yours today.
Peak, rich for your peak.
Connection is very important, especially when it's strong. And you don't realize this until you are cut off. Keep your connection strong at home or on the go with Airtel Home Broadband Internet. Get any of our devices like the 7500 MiFi or the 10,000 router with instant 30 gigabytes or the 20,000 router with instant 100 gigabytes. Hurry to the nearest Airtel shop or visit www.airtel.com.ng/HBB to get started.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
It's that time of the year when folks everywhere are bundled up or shoveling snow.
But while they seek warmth in cocoa mugs, you'll be in South Africa sipping on sunshine cocktails.
You should certainly trade the snow for warm beach sand in South Africa.
The land of endless summer fun, because that's exactly what you need and deserve.
Explore an extended summer holiday in South Africa. Visit southafrica.net today to explore how to turn snowy blues into summer hues for a dirty, dirty December. Come journey with us.
Meals have a way of taking us on a journey. And when you add plenty of vegetables like efo, ugu, and season with the rich taste of North seasoning cubes, even better.
So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the rich taste of Knorr cubes. Today, eat for good.
Momiwa, do your kids love milk? Then guess what? Milo Active Go has it. More than 20% of your child's Milo is milk. And if you still want it creamier, you can go ahead and add more milk. Milo, energy to go further.
There's a world of excitement with the front row seats to thrilling adventures, heart-pounding action, spine-tingling drama, and toe-curling rom-coms, all at your fingertips. Sink into that comfy seat and brace yourself. Home is where it happens. Find Home on Netflix from 1,200 Naira monthly.
As the Christmas bells ring and joy begins to flow, in this season Chivita juice is the way to go. Correct enjoyment, cheerful celebrations. In this season Chivita juice is the way to go. Chivita season is here. Whoever you are, this Christmas, enjoy your Chivita.
Everyone has a Chivita. Enjoy your Chivita this season.
Enjoy your Chivita.
Hi, darling. How have you been?
I've been so busy, Granny. Well, Friday, I went on a field trip to see gorillas in Rwanda. Then, I slayed a few dragons with my friends. On Saturday, I watched football game in London live with my brother. And then, I went to bed watching the world from space. And you, Grandma?
That's a lot. How?
All I needed was my phone, laptop, TV, and Airtel's 5G.
Lag-free gaming, hyper-realistic VR, 8K streaming, and so much more. With Airtel 5G's lightning-fast speeds and seamless connectivity, you won't believe what's next. Live the future in the Airtel 5G zone. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ debate is now in the finals. Claire Mecca will slug it out with Akilo Seyon Charles for third place. Meanwhile, your finalists, Minanengyofori David and Mary Ashia, will match each other on two topics. At 4 o'clock, they will debate the topic. Artificial intelligence is a threat to human existence. And at 5 p.m., they will argue whether or not Hamas is responsible for the genocide in Palestine. I am Yvonne Okhaifo. Join Femi, Obong-Daniels and me this Thursday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. as we find out who will walk away with the grand prize. Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ debate Season 6. 32 debaters, now 2, 1 winner, 1 million naira. Supported by Obiwizi, Hooker Hut, and Stover Industries. For sponsorship, call 070-3498-4352 or send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm.
Welcome to the final part of the final debate. I Beg to Differ tournament. A quick reminder, we are streaming live on social media. That will be YouTube, Nigeria Info.
That's right. Remember also that we have active polls up, so you can go and vote for your favorite debater. I know you're already fan-mating and fan-womening or fan-girling, whatever you want to call it. So go there, but join the live stream so you can catch the action and see what is going on here. And remember, I Beg to Differ comes back in February. The call for entries will start running on Christmas Day, so keep your ears to the ground for that one. It is now time for the second and final debate of the hour and of Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ Students Debate Competition Season 6. The winner will walk away with 1 million naira, an HP laptop, a Green Lion folding laptop stand, and a Green Lion 3-in-1 set. Whoever emerges as second place or first runner-up, or whoever loses this tournament for this debate will walk away with 500,000 naira, a GP Pro gaming console, a GL G10 Ultra tablet, a Green Lion 3-in-1 set, and a JBL Clip 4. The topic, Lagos, is Hamas is responsible for the genocide in Palestine, not Israel.
We're approaching the borderlines now.
Well, we are there, actually. Well, Lagos, as we mentioned earlier to the debaters in the first hour, they will now switch sides. That means Minanengyofori David, being the motion supporter in the first hour, will now oppose the motion in the second hour. And Mary Ashia, being the motion opposer in the first hour, will now support the motion in the second hour. The motion is Hamas is responsible for the genocide in Palestine, not Israel.
Remember, as you go into this final hour of the debate, this final topic, it's about what you put in that the judges will score you on. And you'll be scored on the points you make, the number of the points, the quality of the points, and originality of every unique point. And then you'll be judged for your style based on the clarity of your thoughts and eloquence of your presentation. There is potential that we could have a tie in this final. If that does happen, we will have a tiebreaker round. In the tiebreaker round, if all aggregation is done and you are tied for both topics, then your tiebreaker round will be on this final topic and you will switch sides. 5 minutes each.
Right.
And that will be it.
All right then, Lagos. It is time to get right into it. We'll start with the motion supporter. Mary Ashia is a student of Wellspring College. She's 15 years old. She's also in SS3. She is supporting the motion that Hamas is responsible for the genocide in Palestine, not Israel. Mary, your 3 minutes start.
Adjudicators, moderators, my co-debater, and the audience, for us to be able to understand, so we must actually understand the selfishness of Hamas as a terrorist group and also the historical precedents, which is why we say that Hamas is an anti-Semitic organization that has actually encouraged its followers all over the world to oppose Jews and actually encouraged the killing of Jews all over. In fact, as far back as 1987, there has been historical precedents of Hamas attacking Israel. It is as far back as that historical belief, that historical precedence has been there. So Hamas is taking the first step in actually starting this war. So therefore, they should be held accountable. After all, they are the ones to take the first step. Also, Hamas has been defined by the European Union and the United States as a terrorist organization. And what makes them to call it a terrorist organization? First off, it carries out suicide bombings, hostage attacks, and torture. For these reasons, it is enough for us to actually say that Hamas is responsible for the genocide in Palestine. Also, Hamas makes no difference between its attacks of Jewish and non-Jewish citizens. In fact, in the October 7 attack, we are told that a number of Arab Israelis, were not just attacked, but they were also carried hostage and they were also killed. This shows us that they don't actually care about their own people. They're just carrying out this blind approach to attacking themselves. Also, they are not interested in peace talks. In fact, in 1993, they were not interested in the Oslo Peace Progress talks, which led to them losing that stuff. Telling them the fact that these guys are not actually interested in any peace, they just want to carry out violence and harm. Another thing is the fact that Hamas refuses to accept Israel's role as a state, which leads them to restrict the rights of Jewish citizens living in Arab. And in fact, for this reason, these people are not able to actually get the rights that they would enjoy worldwide because of the fact that Hamas as a group refuses to see Israel as a state. Also, we have to understand the fact that Hamas has actually brought on this thing by themselves. They spent 2 years planning for this. They have understood the military capacity of Israel. They knew that Israel would do this. They knew how Israel would respond. But yet, they decided to go on with this suicide approach, not caring about the individual abilities of themselves. And they did not even think to care about how it's going to affect their own people, which shows the fact that these people are actually responsible for the genocide in Palestine. For these reasons, we have to actually understand the fact that Hamas as a terrorist organization has no care. They do not care about the individual people. They are just driving on their own craze to achieving their own goal. And until we are able to understand the historical precedents of these attacks, then we will not be able to specifically state that Hamas is not responsible. The opposition will not be able to tell us that Hamas is not responsible for the genocide in Palestine, because obviously from the historical precedent shows the fact that Hamas has always been the one to take the first attack. Even in the 2023 attack, they were the first ones to do that. In 1970, they were still the first ones. And in peace talks, they are not ready to come for peace. So this shows us the fact that Hamas is responsible for the genocide in Palestine, not Israel. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Lagos. You will now hear from the motion opposer, Minanengyofori David, 15 years old, a student of New Hall International School. He's in year 12. David, your 3 minutes start now.
On the 20th of December 2023, Al Jazeera recorded that about 19,667 Palestinians were killed in Israel's attacks. Good evening, moderators, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debater, my ever-listening audience. Minanengyofori David is my name, a student of New Hall International School, and I strongly disagree with the motion which states Hamas is responsible for the genocide in Palestine, not Israel. Critics argue that Israel has targeted civilian infrastructure like schools and hospitals. They do this intentionally so that Israel does this intentionally so that they can get at Hamas. Also, the blockade imposed by Israel has limited economic growth and 1.8 million Palestinians who live on the Strip. Additionally, according to Euromed, an estimated 18,000 children have lost either one or both of their parents. Imagine the amount of trauma they go through at this young age. Moving on, Israel has stopped the flow of electricity, fuel, and water, and this can lead to diseases like cholera and typhoid. Also, Israel has led to refugee crisis since they have displaced thousands of Palestinians from their home. It therefore leaves them to struggle with refugee camps that they are not comfortable in. Next, there is historical evidence that Israel uses its power and size to exploit and intimidate Palestine, like the Al-Nakba known as catastrophe that took place in 1948 during the Palestine War, where about 750,000 Palestinians were seized and stripped of their homes. Furthermore, journalists in Israel have argued that they faced intimidation and harassment after Hamas's first attack. The Israeli government has shut down broadcast reports and social media posts that it deemed to pose a threat to the security of their nation. Additionally, leaders in Palestine and Israel both decided to sign the Oslo Accords, and it broke down because the Jewish community built on Palestine land, which was in the West Bank. As the African proverb goes, an elephant who kills a rat is not a hero. It's clear that Israel and not Hamas is responsible for the genocide in Palestine. Thank you.
All right. The opening salvos of the final debate topic of this I beg to differ debates. Final. Done and dusted. We're left with 2 rounds for each of these debaters. The rebuttal rounds and the closing rounds. We'll take a short break. When we come back, it will be time for the rebuttals.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, it is the festive season. And the one brand that is looking to help you celebrate in the most efficient and enjoyable way possible is Buka Hot. Yes, get ready for an unforgettable celebration this festive season because Buka Hot is firing up the excitement with the sizzling outdoor catering services it has on offer this season. Buka Hot brings you a buffet extravaganza, an outdoor bar serving up refreshing vibes, as in drinks, ladies and gentlemen, a suya and grill stand firing up all the flavors, and a mala spot for that authentic Naija experience. Emergency bookings for those who have spontaneous moments where they need food for bulk orders for your hungry squad, and so on and so forth. Amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Buka Hot is not just catering. They are creating moments that will last. Yes, for you and for everyone that you love. And the best part about it is that it is all at your fingertips. Simply pick up your phone and dial 0700 055 0055 or slide into Buka Hot's WhatsApp with the number 0812 882 6279. Let Buka Hot make your celebration an unforgettable experience. Thank me when you find out it is for real.
Welcome back. It's time for the rebuttal rounds between Minanengyofori David and Mary Ashia. And it's down to those rebuttals and their closing comments. We could have a tie. As a reminder, potentially, we haven't had an actual tie, but we could have a tie in the final. And the decision to be made if a tie is reached is that these two will switch sides on this same topic and go at it for 5 straight minutes, and we'll make a determination.
It'd be interesting to see how that goes.
We'll see.
Well, Lagos, the topic is Hamas is responsible for the genocide in Palestine, not Israel. The motion supporter is Mary Ashia. The motion opposer is Minanengyofori David. Our judges are still with us in the studio. Judge Mbeadiche and Judge Ufoma Egbamuno. Also listening and judging virtually are Judges Amma Basiekove and Ishioma Araine. We'll resume the rebuttals in a few minutes. We cannot do that in the absence of one of the judges who stepped out. But we'll be back shortly, Lagos. In the meantime, stay here. Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ debate is now in the finals. Claire Mika will slug it out with Akilo Seyon Charles for 3rd place. Meanwhile, your finalists, Minanengyofori David and Mary Ashia, will match each other on 2 topics. At 4 o'clock, they will debate the topic. Artificial intelligence is a threat to human existence. And at 5 p.m., they will argue whether or not Hamas is responsible for the genocide in Palestine. I am Yvonne Okhaifo. Join Femi, Obong-Daniels and me this Thursday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. as we find out who will walk away with the grand prize. Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ debate Season 6. 32 debaters, now 2, 1 winner, 1 million naira. Supported by Obiwizi, Buka Hut, and Stover Industries. For sponsorship, call 070-3498-4352 or send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm.
Welcome back. The I Beg to Differ Students Debate Season 6 finale between David and Mary. Remember, we're streaming live on YouTube, Nigeria Info. Go there and catch the YouTube stream. We've also got a live poll going on where you can vote your choice in terms of how impressed you've been of either of these 2 debaters. That poll is also running on Twitter. That's X, the X platform, X Twitter, at Nigeria Info FM. And as I Beg to Differ winds down today, the next I beg to differ debate tournament commences midway through February. If you want to be a part of that one as a sponsor, please feel free to call any of our stated contact details.
That's right, 07034984352, 07034984352, or send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. Lagos, it is now time for the rebuttal rounds, and we will start with the motion supporter, Minanengyofori David. The motion is that Hamas is responsible. I will start with the motion opposer, beg your pardon. David is the motion opposer. Mary is the motion supporter. The motion is that Hamas is responsible for the genocide in Palestine, not Israel. David, your 3 minutes start now.
Minanengyofori David is my name, and I'm here to refute some of the few points made by my opponent. You said Hamas is anti-Semitic and they kill Jews. Oh, definitely. Why wouldn't they kill Jews when about 19,667 Palestinians have been killed? Do you expect them to just sit down and watch as their citizens die? They die in cold blood by Israel's attacks. Then you also say that Hamas is a terrorist organization. But Hamas was elected by Palestinians. They deemed them fit to rule them and they put them in seats. Then you say that there's no difference in the attacks between the Jews and the Palestinians. Well, they can't just go to Israel and start separating the Jews from the Palestinians. They just want to achieve victory in this war. Then I was surprised when you said that Hamas is not interested in peace. Then you mentioned the Oslo Accords. The Oslo Accords failed because the Jewish communities build on the lands of the West Bank. And if you have 10,000 naira and I collect it from you and give you 100 naira to compensate, won't you be furious? Won't you want to charge at me? So Hamas is justifiable. They are trying to take their land back, and you can't give them a small amount of property, a small size of their land, and tell them to keep quiet. They will definitely want to fight back to get their land, so they won't settle for less. They won't settle for a tiny piece of their own land. Then you said that they spent 2 years planning their attacks. Why wouldn't they want to spend 2 years planning their attacks? They are planning this. They are spending this amount of time to be able to get what is rightfully theirs. Then you said that Hamas is doing this as their own goal. It's not their own goal. It is for the goal of the entire Palestine. It's not a selfish. It's not in their selfish interest. It's for the success of the entire Palestine, because all Palestinians, not just Hamas, are suffering. So they are doing this so that Palestinians can be free from the shackles of suffering by Israel. Then he said that they were the first ones to initiate the attacks, and yes, they were, because they want their land back. They can't just sit there as they are oppressed by the Israelis. Their blockades are built, preventing things from happening. They are suffering. They are being kicked out from their own homes. Definitely, they want to attack at Israel and get what is rightfully theirs. Thank you.
He deserves a warm round of applause. Certainly, yes.
We'll go straight to Mary now. The motion supporter that Hamas is responsible for the genocide in Palestine, not Israel. Mary, you have 3 minutes to rebut your opponent's points.
All protocols duly observed. I would like to state that the opposition has failed to show us how, in all their points, how Hamas is not responsible for the genocide. Yes, you have told us that Israel is responsible, but how exactly is Hamas not responsible? Until you can effectively show us both sides of this argument, then this debate cannot be won. Rather, you have only shown us the effects of Israel's actions, which has been caused by Hamas's first step. You promote an entitlement process, saying that it is their right. Is it really, seriously, is genocide really the best means of them achieving their goals? Is violence really the best means of them achieving their goals? And let me tell you this, despite the fact that they have gotten to power, let me just say this, that these killings are not in alignment with the rule of law, and anything that erodes the rule of law can never be moral, no matter what name that we give it. And this is what is happening with Hamas. They are a terrorist group. It's as simple as that. For you to call it anything else would be to just be lying to us straight up into our faces. Your points have only been in support of Israel, really, because you've just been telling us what they have done to protect their national interest. You keep saying Hamas has a right, but Israel also has a right to protect itself. If it has stopped the electricity block, if it has put up blockages, if it has done all these things, it has done these things to the benefits of its citizens, because people have also lost their lives. You mentioned the 19,000 Palestinians who have lost their lives. They only lost their life because of the fact that the Hamas group was allowed to do whatever they thought they wanted. And let me just remind you that Hamas does not have legitimacy in all of Palestine. It only has legitimacy in Gaza, a small part of Palestine. To then assume that that small group is going to speak for the entire Palestine would be erroneous and absolutely wrong. And for this particular reason, Israel can never be held responsible for the genocide in Palestine, because just like Palestine, they are victims of Hamas, and they are doing the best they can to protect the national interest until the opposition can actually understand this, because this debate cannot be won, because Israel is just as much a victim as Palestine. Hamas is the terrorist group in this situation. They are merely doing these things for their own personal selfish interest, because they are not covering the entire Palestine, but just a small concept of these people, which is the Hamas. And until we are able to understand how much people they actually talk to, who are their representatives, how can they cover everything? You mentioned the Oslo Peace Progress. Well, it wasn't signed. They have refused to actually engage in peace negotiation. If they actually cared about peace, they wouldn't be going about doing all these things. Then they wouldn't have organized the October 7, 2023 attack. The number of people who lost their lives, people that were captured, people that were raped, was that really necessary? Have they really achieved anything? No, they have not. And for these reasons, we can never agree that Hamas is not responsible for the genocide in Palestine, not Israel. Thank you.
All right, Lagos. We'll give these kids a short break because this is quite spirited. It's a marathon. You know, they should catch their breath. When we come back from this short break, you will hear the closing round. Stay here, Lagos.
Lagos, I know I'm not the only one who gets worried or bothered about getting quality pre-owned gadgets or accessories, especially when I'm trying not to break the bank in getting a brand new one, if you know what I mean. And if you have that same concern, then you'll be interested in the gist I'm about to give you, okay? And this one is coming from Obiwizi, Nigeria's e-commerce platform for pre-owned gadgets. Lagos, with Obiwizi, it's quality guaranteed. And the part that calms me is that it comes with a warranty. Yes, Lagos, they are Nigeria's home for gadgets with warranty, where you can purchase all your favorite gadgets and quality accessories, both brand new and pre-owned. So you see, you have nothing to worry about. Obiwizi has got your back. And guess what? You can also trade in your older devices to newer models in a simple and convenient way. So if or whenever you decide to sell off your device to meet that important cash obligation, then Obiwizi is definitely your guy. And you don't have to worry about delivery because Obiwizi delivers nationwide with offline and pickup stores in Ikeja, Lekki, Abuja, and Bini. So don't waste time. Call Obiwizi today on 0813 943 5241. 0813 943 5241. Or you can visit their website at www.obiwizi.com. That is OBIWEZY.com. Or you can send them an email at info@obiwizi.com. That is info@obiwizi.com. You can also reach out to them on social media. Yes, they are there. On X, you can find them at Obiwizi, that's OBIWEZY in small letters, but they're temporarily not available on Instagram due to the activities of scammers and impersonators. So please, Lagos, watch out for any fake page. Remember, Lagos, if you need to purchase your favorite gadgets or accessories, whether brand new or pre-owned, Obiwizi is your guy.
The talk doesn't stop. Join the conversation on the air and online. Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. Facebook Nigeria Info 99.3. And on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos. Let's talk.
Welcome back. So, the second topic of the final debates, the grand finale of I Beg to Differ Seasons Debate, Season 6. And now, with that first debate done, the second debate, we've crossed the rebuttal rounds, meaning we are left only with the closing remarks for both David and Mary.
That's right. We'll go straight into that round now, starting with Mary Ashia, who is the motion supporter. Lagos, the motion is that Hamas is responsible for the genocide in Palestine, not Israel. Mary.
Before you do that, if you haven't voted, go online on X, Twitter, you'd see a poll. I'm sure it's pinned at the top of our post. Go to
That's right.
X Twitter now and vote for David or Mary. Also, on our live stream on YouTube, there is a poll on it. You'll see David and you'll see Mary, and vote. Will share what the audience make of this final debate after we're done.
That's right. Well, we'll go straight into the closing rounds now, starting with emotion supporter Mary Ashia, 15 years old, a student of Wellspring College. Mary, your 3 minutes start.
All protocols duly observed. The opposition would want us to believe that the end justifies the means in this battle between Hamas and Israel. Hamas's failure to source for more diplomatic means to achieve their goals have provided sufficient conditions to affirm that it is responsible for the genocide in Palestine, not Israel. And for these reasons, I actually argue. Hamas has fixed its ties with Iran, which you all know is a terrorist-funded organization. For them to actually do this, just the fact that these people are ready to associate themselves with people who are interested in not just killing people, but also in getting rid of Jews, eliminating Jews. How does that show that these people are not responsible for genocide in Israel? Because after all, you are who you associate yourselves with. They have also tied themselves to radical frameworks like Hezbollah, for instance. These are groups formed majorly to just cause destruction. Hamas allows itself to associate with people like this, and how do we then expect to be responsible for genocide in Palestine? Hamas has led to many unprecedented attacks in Palestine. For instance, people actually thought that the war between Israel and Gaza was gone. But then all of a sudden, this attack goes and everyone is just shocked because they just do it unprecedented. They don't actually care about the people. Which leads to my next point on the fact that Hamas uses the people as scapegoats. Hamas hides between the citizens, allowing Israel to find it difficult to actually attack them specifically. So Israel is then forced to attack the entire Palestine rather than just focus on, because they actually spread themselves into the crowd, making the people scapegoats, making them the bait for their actions, for their crimes. Why not stand on your own if you're really as innocent as you claim to be? If you're fighting for a just cause, why can't they do that? Why? Because of the fact that they know that they are wrong, and so they use people as scapegoats. Another thing, the fact that Hamas is not responsible in peace talks. In fact, Hamas leaders have actually been compelled to carry out the actions that they have done due to the acceleration of Arab-Israeli normalization. This shows that these people, they are not ready for peace. And until the government until the opposition can actually prove to us the fact that Hamas is ready for peace, that Hamas is not responsible for the genocide in Palestine, not Israel, then this debate cannot be won, because they're only coming up here and they've told us a one-sided analysis. They've shown us that, Israel is responsible for this, and that. But what about why Hamas is not responsible? Sure thing. It's like telling us the fact that they are both responsible, but actually telling us why Israel is responsible and Hamas is not responsible. And until that is done effectively by the opposition, then this debate cannot be won. Thank you.
A round of applause for Mary as she rests her case.
And now to the motion. Opposer we go to rest his case as well. Minanengyofori David, 15 years old, a student of New Hall International School. David, you have 3 minutes to rest your argument.
Minanengyofori David is my name, and I'm here to bring my arguments to a close. The press is gagged. They are limited in the amount of information they can provide, and this limits flow of information and transparency. About 92 journalists have been killed in Israel, by the Israeli army, and also Israel is anti-Palestine. You see Jewish crowds chanting things like, death to Arabs, I pray the war continues. The Israelis the fight is not about territory anymore. They just want to wipe out the entire Palestinian society. Also, Israel trapped 27 women and children and threw a hand grenade and watched them bleed. What type of people do this? Also, Israel has decided to not cease fire after the multiple attempts of UN to force them to cease fire, but they just want to bring down Palestine for whatsoever reason they claim. And also, you said Hamas doesn't want peace, but Hamas wants peace. They want peace. They don't just want to sit down and watch as their land gets taken away from them. They have tried to sign the Oslo Accords, but the Jewish community still decided to build on their land. Also, all of Israel's attacks have been offensive. They claim they are being defensive, but yet they launch multiple rockets at Hamas every day, and they intentionally target civilian infrastructure like schools and hospitals and watch as children die in cold blood. Also, they have stopped the aid meant for Palestinians. They stopped the aid provided by the United Nations to these people, children, women that are suffering. They just want to watch them die. They just want to see as they suffer. And also, Israel is breaking international law. They are building on land that is not theirs. Hamas isn't responsible because they are just fighting for their land. They just want what's rightfully theirs. I've said this countless number of times, and you still claim that I've not made anything clear on how Hamas isn't responsible. Opponents, moderators, judges, and my global audience. What's worse than being alive? What's worse than being dead? Being alive. The trauma of these Palestinian children have now become their nightmare. How can you sit there and support Israel's actions of genocide? They are killing children in cold blood every day. Thousands of children and women. You see Palestinian parents holding bags of their children. Newborn babies are dying, and you're sitting here and telling me that Hamas is responsible for the genocide in Palestine. Please, where is your morality? Thank you.
And with that, Lagos. And with that, the 2023 edition of Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ Debate Competition Season 6 has rested. It is now up to the judges to collate the results. The chief judge is doing that. Judge Ufoma is scribbling, and so is Judge Ngadiche. It is quite the show today, Lagos. Femi, you're quiet.
Yeah, interesting debate. Interesting debate. Aye. Thank you very much, David and Mary, for this battle you've given us. We can be proud both of you as individuals and also of the quality of the debate you have brought to the fore. You didn't have a lot of time to prepare 2 topics and to prepare 2 positions for each of those topics. That's almost like preparing 4 topics, and you only had 3 days to get here. So I'm super impressed and proud of what you have done.
Indeed.
I'll just note a few things. Some of them are not major, but something to pay attention to. David, I'm not sure what point you were trying to make. You said something. You said, "What's worse than being dead? Being alive." Is that what you intend to say? Being alive is worse than being dead. Is that what you intended to say?
Yeah, I totally agree. I get the sense he was trying to make.
I mean, I just wanted to be clear because
right.
when you, I think you flipped it initially and then you corrected.
Yes. So he was trying to say, I mean, it's terrible to be alive only to watch your loved ones die, and then of course fear for your life because you don't know when it's going to be your turn. So that makes total sense.
You know what? When they say, "Is this life worth living?" and a clever chap said, "Well, it depends on the liver." And you can make up your mind as
what
to
liver it is.
What liver? Is it the internal organ or the person living?
Indeed.
All right. You just to say, you said 32 journalists have been killed in Israel. I'm sure you meant in Gaza during this battle, and not 92 journalists killed in Israel. I guess that's what you meant in this battle. And then you did say Jews and Palestinians. You said it a couple of times. I'm sure you meant Jews and Palestinians and all of that. Thank you very much. Mary, pay attention to automobiles. More automobiles than automobiles. Obsolete. You said something like obsolete or absolute or something. It almost sounds like absolute. I knew you were trying to say obsolete. And it's Hezbollah, not Hezbollah, like you said. You favored Palestine to Palestine being the more traditional global English pronunciation, but Palestine is also allowed dialectually in the Arab world. So I don't want to make too much of that. But spirited debate, very good for both of you. Did you notice anything else, Yvonne?
Oh, Lord.
It's a final, so let's, perhaps, but if there is anything, because it's also a learning curve.
I mean, you said it all already. I believe you have said everything that needs to be said. look, it couldn't have been easy doing this, going back to back. I understand. But you guys have put up such a wonderful, wonderful show today. The brilliance you have both exuded is one for the books. So thank you so much for that. Lagos, the polls are still up. The active polls are still up. Keep voting, keep voting. After announcing the judges' results, we will announce the results in the polls. David Minanengyofori is 15 years old, a student of New Hall International School. Mary Ashia, beg your pardon, is also 15 years old, a student of Wellsprings College. You were first introduced to Minanengyofori David in the playoffs when he debated the topic, agriculture, a more viable economic option than oil for Nigeria. In the round of 16, David argued that the recall process for lawmakers should be reviewed. He won as well. In the quarterfinals, he won the debate, and when he said the federal government shouldn't deduct 40% from the internally generated revenue of universities. And in the semifinals, he argued that Queen Africa should be viewed as revolutionary.
And of course, for Mary, you did hear her give spirited debate after spirited debate and winning everything and everyone in her path all the way.
That's right.
To this battle. We saw her do the democracy is the best system of government. That was in our very first debate.
The first time we ever met Mary.
Yes, certainly. The first time we saw her, I was in the round of 32. In the round of 16, she argued that raising the education requirement to university level for elected officials wouldn't guarantee good governance, and she won on that occasion as well. In the quarterfinals, well, gender roles, are they good for families or not? Well, she did enough to convince the judges and everyone else that gender roles were good for families. In the semis, she had to debate shutting markets against a formidable opponent, against Claire Maker on that occasion.
That's right.
And she insisted that shutting markets and clamping down on street traders wouldn't do more harm than good in Lagos.
That's right.
And she won that debate in the end.
And leading up to this moment, Lagos, who will win Nigeria Infos? I beg to differ. Students Debate Competition Season 6. That is the question right now. The winner of this tournament will walk away with 1 million naira, an HP laptop, a Green Lion folding laptop stand, and a Green Lion 3-in-1 set. The first runner-up gets 500,000 naira, a GP Pro Gaming console, a GL G10 Ultra tablet, a Green Lion 3-in-1 set, and a JBL Clip 4. The gadgets, of course, are courtesy of Obi Wizzy.
And we'll be checking both polls on YouTube and X now. I guess Yvonne will quickly go to X.
The polls are there, but I think we should start with the judges first.
With the judges, and then we'll come back.
We'll come to that.
Then you still have some time to vote. If you haven't voted already, you still have opportunities to vote. So go to at Nigeria Info FM on X and vote. You'd see, I'd suspect that tweet is pinned to our profile, so you cannot miss it. While the judges are collating, perhaps it's an opportunity for us to take some comments from you on our WhatsApp portal and, of course, via the phone lines.
Let's take a short break first before we do that. We don't want Lagos preempting the judges, and all of the drama that comes with something like this. So Lagos,
as if our judges could be preempted.
I don't know. I don't want them to give any of these kids.
I don't think you know our judges. Well. By the way, the judging is already done. It's just the collation now.
It's the collation, but I don't think I don't want the students to get any ideas right now.
Okay. All right.
No ideas yet.
So
the judges are still judging. Okay. But we'll take a very short break. Hopefully when we return, the results will be out. It is after the judges have given the verdict that we will take the polls and then come to Lagos. For the sake of sanity, please. All right, Lagos, let's take this short break.
Lagos, I know I'm not the only one who gets worried or bothered about getting quality pre-owned gadgets or accessories, especially when I'm trying not to break the bank in getting a brand new one, if you know what I mean. And if you have that same concern, then you'll be interested in the gist I'm about to give you, okay? And this one is coming from Obiwizi, Nigeria's e-commerce platform for pre-owned gadgets. Lagos, with Obiwizi, it's quality guaranteed. And the part that calms me is that it comes with a warranty. Yes, Lagos, they are Nigeria's home for gadgets with warranty, where you can purchase all your favorite gadgets and quality accessories, both brand new and pre-owned. So you see, you have nothing to worry about. Obiwizi has got your back. And guess what? You can also trade in your older devices to newer models in a simple and convenient way. So if or whenever you decide to sell off your device to meet that important cash obligation, then Obiwizi is definitely your guide. And you don't have to worry about delivery because Obiwizi delivers nationwide with offline and pickup stores in Ikeja, Lekki, Abuja, and Bini. So don't waste time. Call Obiwizi today on 0813 943 5241. 0813 943 5241. Or you can visit their website at www.obiwizi.com. That is OBIWEZY.com. Or you can send them an email at info@obiwizi.com. That is info@obiwizi.com. You can also reach out to them on social media. Yes, they are there. On X, you can find them at Obiwizi, that's OBIWEZY in small letters, but they're temporarily not available on Instagram due to the activities of scammers and impersonators. So please, Lagos, watch out for any fake page. Remember, Lagos, if you need to purchase your favorite gadgets or accessories, whether brand new or pre-owned, Obiwizi is your guy.
Welcome back, Lagos. The last 30 days have led us here, this very moment, with these deciding matches that have now come to a close. It is down to the verdict. Judge Ngbeadiche is in the studio, as is Judge Ufoma Egbamuno. Our two other judges, Judge Ishioma and Judge Ama, have joined us virtually. Our finalists are Minanengyofori David, a proud representative of New Hall International School. I want to make sure I have that correctly. And the brilliant Mary Uke Ashia, a proud representative of Wellspring College. These two young people waded through the round, starting with the playoffs, through the round of 16, up to the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and are now here, undefeated. Well, Lagos, this has been quite the match.
And quite an experience.
Quite the experience. And quite the show. If you're watching this live, you see that the judges are computing. We've turned Ufoma into an accountant. He's just punching the keyboards, punching the keys. Judge Ngbeadiche is also at it. And we hope you're also voting at the moment. We will take your the results after the judges have awarded theirs.
All right. So it's come down to this. And after we're done, it will be time to hear from you, our friends at home. Thank you very much, everyone, for this journey, this ride you've embarked upon with us this past several days.
Right. I believe we can start with judges, with the virtual judges. I believe they've sent in their scorecards.
Most
We will then take the scorecards of the judges who are live in the studio with us as well. I will start with Judge Ishioma's scorecard. Lagos. Minanengyofori David and Mary Ashia came into the studio at 4 and sat through 2 topics going head to head. The first topic, artificial intelligence is a threat to human existence. The second topic, Hamas is responsible for the genocide in Palestine, not Israel. It is now down to the numbers, and here they are. Starting with Judge Ishioma's scorecard. For presentation, she awarded 18 points to Mary for the topic, artificial intelligence is a threat to human existence. For rebuttal, 16. For closing, 12. For style, a perfect 10, with a total of 56. For the second topic, Hamas is responsible for the genocide in Palestine, not Israel. Mary amassed 17 points for presentation, 6.5 points for rebuttal, 7 points for closing, a perfect 10 for style, with a total of 40.5, and a grand total of 96.5. And now to David. Judge Ishioma awarded 19 points for presentation, 14.5 points for rebuttal, 8 points for closing, and a perfect 10 points for style, with a total of 51.5. In the first topic, artificial intelligence is a threat to human existence. In the second topic, Hamas is responsible for the genocide in Palestine, not Israel. David amassed 10 points for presentation, 9 points for rebuttal, 11 points for closing, 10 points for style, and a total of 40 points, with a grand total of 91.5. And that's on Judge Ishioma Araine's scorecards.
I'm trying to see what her total is, a grand total for both of them.
Her grand total for David is 91.5. And for Mary, 96.5.
Which takes us to the scorecard of George Ama. In the first debate, AI is a threat to human existence. George Ama scored those. Presentation rounds, David, 18 points. Mary, 20 points. Rebuttal rounds, David, 12.5 points. Mary, 16 points. For the closing rounds, David, 13.5 points. Mary, 17 points. For style, David and Mary tied at 8 apiece, for a total of 52 points to David and 61 to Mary in the first topic. Now on to the second topic. Hamas is responsible for the genocide in Palestine and not Israel. For the presentation rounds, Judge Ama scored David 15.5, Mary 15.5. For the rebuttal rounds, David 11.5, Mary 10. Closing rounds, David, 10 points. Mary, 8 points. For style, tied at 9 apiece. For a total score in the second debate of 46 to David and 42.5 to Mary, bringing the aggregate total for the two debates from Judge Ama's scorecard to 98 for David and 103.5 for Mary.
We have Judge Ufoma's scorecards here. And we see, quite a similar pattern.
We'll just let Judge
Ufoma just do his thing, right? I mean, he's here in the studio. Ufoma, are you ready? Okay. All right.
How have you judged this contest, Ufoma?
It was a battle royale. I have to be honest. It was a battle royale. At first, I thought it was going a one-way traffic, and then there was a comeback. But somebody must still win. So for the first debate, artificial intelligence presentation, Mary got 24.5. Rebuttal, she got 17.5. Her closing remarks, she got 17.5, and her style, I gave her 8, bringing a total of 67.5. For David, he's got 22 in presentation, 15 in the rebuttal. Had a bit of a poor showing in the closing. He got 9 there, and style, I scored him 7, bringing a total of 53. That's why I said it looked like a one-way traffic at that point. But in the second debate, a good comeback from David. He scored 15.5 in the presentation, 13.5 in the rebuttals, 13 in the closing, and 7.5 in style, bringing his total to 49.5. For Mary, a good presentation, 17.5. But I guess the worst rebuttal I've seen of Mary in this whole of the competition, I guess tiredness and all of that came into play. She's got 6 in the rebuttals for me. Her closing 8, and she tied on style with 7.5. She got a total of 39 in the second debate. Grand total, Mary 106.5. David 102.5.
Was it in the second debate that Mary had lumped like 3 points? She had lumped like 3 points that David had made and rebutted them as one.
It wasn't.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
I think so. But then again, but after 1 or 2 or 3 of those rebuttals, she then went round and round and round in circles. And as someone who would do that, I totally get what she was doing. I guess she had run out of what to say at that point in time, but not to waste all of those times. She kept just repeating a couple of things she had said before. But great showing.
Right, we'll go straight to Dr. Ngbeadiche's scorecard. We see that you've sent in the aggregate scores. We'll take that in a bit. Femi and I will do that, but let's see how you scored.
Okay, fantastic debate. I must say, very, very wonderful. I should push quickly. David, the first debate, 19.5 for presentation. Mary has 21 for presentation. This is for the first debate. Rebuttal, David 9.5, Mary 12.5. Closing, David 11 points, Mary 19 points. Style, David 8, Mary 9. Total for the first debate, David 48, Mary 61.5. For the second debate, David 14.5 for the presentation, Mary 18. Rebuttal, as we've seen so far, David did so well, 11.5, Mary 7.5. Closing, David 11.5, Mary 8. Style, I thought David took that home, 8 points, Mary 7. A total, David 45.5 to Mary 40.5. My grand total for David is 93.5, Mary 102 on the dot.
And that leads us now to the aggregate scores. Lagos. Starting with David's scorecards on the chief judges, with David's scores on the chief judges' scorecards, rather. For the first topic, artificial intelligence is a threat to human existence. David polled 204.5 points, an aggregate score of 204.5. For the second topic, artificial intelligence is a threat to human existence. David polled a total of 180.5, an aggregate total of 180.5. Now, when you add 204.5 to 180.5, you have a grand total of 385.
Taking us to Mary's scorecard. Everything combined in the first debate, all judges' scores, from aggregates, from presentation, rebuttal, and closing, and style, aggregate score. First debate, 244. Second debate, 162.5. Well, David scored a grand total of 385 points. Mary has scored a grand total of 406.5 points,
making her the champion of Nigeria Info's 6th edition of the I Beg to Differ Students Debate Competition. Minanengyofori David, Kane, saw, almost conquered, but well, nearly doesn't kill a bird now, does it? But just to be sure, how are you two feeling? Mary, let me start with you. You're the champion of Nigeria Info's 6th edition of I Beg to Differ. How do you feel?
It's exciting.
It is exciting, yes.
Yes, and I probably know a lot more things that I needed to know about Israel and Gaza and Palestine.
Girl, I know it. Don't I know it? David, you've put up such sportsmanship, I have to say. From the start of this competition up to this time, sitting in this studio, you are formidable. How do you feel?
I feel good, so to say.
Plus, you're walking away with 500,000 naira. I mean, that's this Christmas. That was quite the show. Thank you so much. You both deserve another round of applause. Well, Lagos, you know your winner. I see a lot of messages here. This one says, good evening, everyone. I am Michael from Ikoyi. Though I am pro-Palestine, but I give Mary my votes on Twitter because she is doing justice to her points. David is good, but Mary is Yemi from Ayobo says, chai. Mary, the mother of Jesus, and David, the forefather of Jesus, have so much kept our hearts in our mouth. Both finalists have given us something to celebrate for Christmas. Love you both, and God bless Nigeria Info. Mary, the mother of Jesus, David, the forefather of Jesus. How did you even come up with that? How did you get there?
And for Mary, champion, I Beg to Differ, season 6. Congratulations are in order.
That's
and
right.
the championship anthem.
Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions.
Femi, now I can rest. I can breathe.
You have done well.
Oh, I can now breathe.
You
We
have
all
done
can
well.
breathe. The judges can also breathe because it hasn't been easy.
Yes,
It
in view of
really
the time, it would
hasn't
be
been
nice to
easy.
quickly go to the phone lines.
That's right. Let's see here. 0700 993 993 993. You can also call on 014657190. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Welcome.
Bomb to Nigeria Info. Comrade Koboko.
Thank you so much, Comrade
I
Koboko.
greet all the judges, debaters, and Nigeria Info, Femi and Yvonne. I want to tell you that no debater should debate any topic. I'm talking about clear. When the kingdom of God suffers violence, the violence taken by force. So you expect any topic, whether 3 days or that's why you're a human being.
All right.
Expect the unexpected.
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you.
Calling
Welcome.
From Lekki.
Welcome.
This is perfect decision by the judges. Nothing to add. Just perfect. And the two guys are, they are just wonderful. Let them take it off.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What happened to your voice, lady?
I'm short of words. Oh, I don't know what to say. I love you both. God bless you.
Thank you.
And you know what I love most? Judge Ufoma does not CG with his vote. Thank you.
Okay. You are not stingy. You are a generous giver. It's all right. Hello. Hello, are you there?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. Welcome.
I'm happy for this debate. I feel like crying for this. I think the game was the guy cried a lot.
Oh, he did. He put up such a good fight. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, hello.
We can hear you.
Yeah, good evening. This debate was amazing. Yeah, and I do have a suggestion. Can I would be giving for the who has the most points in a debate like that?
Okay. Femi, did you hear what he said? I didn't quite catch that.
Yeah, I think he mentioned an award for the debater with the most number of points throughout the tournament.
Oh, let's see if we can take this one from Skype. Hello?
Anybody there?
Hello, ma.
Are you there? Are you there? Oh, you're not there. Lagos, let's take one last one, and then, of course, we'll have to present the prizes. I see Ken, I don't read sign language, okay?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening to you.
You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Please, you guys should extend this thing to other states like South, North, and I want to hear this from other states.
That's why I beg to differ is in Abuja. I beg to differ is in Port Harcourt. I beg to differ in Kano as well in the coming months. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Yvonne.
Yes.
Good evening. Austin calling from Becky.
Hello, Austin. Welcome.
Mr. Femi.
Yeah, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm doing great. And you?
It's presentation time. Yeah, we're doing great.
Congratulations to the winner, Mary, and equally all the contestants. They really put a good fight. And I want to thank the management immensely for this.
Thank you.
Organizing this particular event.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Look, Lagos, we are streaming live on YouTube. It's time now to present the prizes, especially the monies, because money is good, isn't it? So tune in to Nigeria Info to watch what is happening in the studio right now. Lagos, it's time to present the prizes.
We'll start with the presentation of third prize to
Akilo Seyon Charles, a proud representative of CMS Grammar School.
I have to pick myself back up, and when I fall down,
I have to come close to the mic and say this check for 250,000 naira is presented to Charles Seyon Akilo. Congratulations, Charles. Congratulations.
Stand up, stand
All right, we'll go straight to the first runner-up. Okay. They're telling us to wait.
champions, for the champions, stand up.
All right, now Lagos, it is time to present to the first runner-up, Minanengyofori David, the young man with the name that can leave you discombobulated. Minanengyofori, please come over to this place.
And as David comes up, just to say, in addition to his second runner-up prize, just to be sure, the young man Charles will also.
Yes, Charles will go home with a few prizes as well, apart from the 250,000 naira. He's going home.
Yes, with a G10 Ultra tablet.
That's right.
Green Lion AirBuds Pro 2 and a Green Lion smartwatch SE.
Minanengyofori David, on the other hand, is going home with not just 500,000 naira, a GP Pro gaming console, a G10 Ultra tablet, a Green Lion 3-in-1 set, and a JBL Clip 4, courtesy of Obi Wizzy.
Congratulations, David, as we do the presentation now. And now for the grand prize of 1 million naira, an HP laptop, a Green Lion folding laptop stand, and a Green Lion 3-in-1 set. The ultimate champion for the I Beg to Differ Season 6. I Beg to Differ Students Debate Season 6. Please make welcome for our champion, Mary Uke Ashia,
who debated against the government not once, not twice, certainly not thrice, not even for the fourth time.
And an applause,
she did it again today.
Applause that is well deserved, no doubt. Congratulations, Mary.
Stand up.
And so we draw the curtains on Season 6 of the I Beg to Differ Students Debate Competition. Will we be back?
Is it possible to check the Twitter polls? I see Sheriff has sent in the polls. I will take that quickly. On Twitter, or X Twitter, Mary Uke Ashia polled 58% of the votes, and Minanengyofori polled 42% of the votes. So clearly, the People's Choice won. Thank God. I see that on YouTube as well. Mary Uke Ashia polled 61% of the votes, and Minanengyofori David polled 39% of the vote. So you see that there was no magu, no wuru. It was what you people said that happened. Not that the judges just did their thing. And yes, see.
Special thanks to everybody who made this happen. To our judges, Chief Judge Chiking Baji Iche, to Judge Ama Ekove, to Judge Ishioma Ahaine, and of course Judge Ufoma Egbamuno. Thank you very much for our production team, amazing guys who made the job happen.
Right.
Thank you, Sheriff Quadri, for being hands-on every single day. It's been awesome. To the team, Ayu Ajenu Fuja, to Babatunde Abdul Salam, who streamed us to you at home, to our digital and content producers Kenneth Odueme and Olamide Fadoju. To our production hand, Oyekachuku Eleda, and of course to everyone else who's contributed. Remember, I Beg to Differ returns in February. We have a working date of February the 12th. If you want to be a part of the first I Beg to Differ debate for 2024 in February, contact us right now.
07034984352 or send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm.
Special thanks to our supporters and partners, Obi Weezy, Booker Hot, and Stover Industries.
That's right. Thank you for making this happen, Lagos. Thank you for tuning to 99.3 Nigeria Info. Thank you for sticking with us. We'll come back in February.
Arrivederci, everybody.
To pick myself up. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria